Hi crafters, this is Crafty Sabby and I'm back today to share this project that I've been working on. So before we do, I just wanted to say that I've probably seen this sort of thing all over the place right now. It's very popular, making a journal that fits into a canvas bag, or you know, something covered with lace and trim, and some of them are just super gorgeous. So I just wanted to try and make one myself. This one is sort of simple compared to some of the ones I've seen. Got inspired by someone I follow on Instagram, and she's the Vintage Journal Studio, and it's all one word if you want to go check that out. So I noticed, you know, she had posted one and it seemed very much like something I would like to see, and so I tried to replicate it using my own things and some of my own ideas, but nonetheless similar to hers. I got a little lazy. I probably could have made the canvas bag myself. You know, probably not too difficult to make, but for interest of saving some time, I was at my Dollarama here in Canada. Likely you could find these same kind of things at Dollar Tree. I would suspect that for those of you in the States or elsewhere, Joann's or any of those. But these are little canvas tote bags. And so I got them in this sort of cream or beige color. And our store also had them in white. They stamp really well. You could do just about anything to them. I could let you know they're about, let's see, 6.5 by 6.5. So a nice little size. And the journal that I fit into mine happens to be a 5 by 7. So a fairly nice sized journal. So let's just get into it here. I used some vintage lace trims along the top that I sewed around, and I stamped the whole thing with my carte postale stamp. You can see there. As well as on the front, I made a separate patch for this on the front. So I took a piece of canvas that I had. It's not canvas, it is linen. So I had this linen fabric, and I stamped on the linen fabric, and then I sewed it on to a piece of this burlap. I frayed the edges just a little bit here, and then I did some sewing, and then I kind of hot glued the whole thing down to make it into a pocket there. And just before we move on, I'm going to show my stamp again, because I always get questions about this stamp. I've showed it before, but many of you ask me where I get it, so I'm going to show again. This is the stamp. I got this at Michael's, and there's the information that you need. It's called Carte Postale P143. There's, I don't know if that's a glare or not, the barcode number, and it's from Stampendous. So there it is again. I love this stamp. So I stamped the whole thing all the way around, just in different places so that it didn't look so uniform. And then I have this super old trim. When you see it, you're gonna look at those colors. I've showed this before, but I couldn't help it. I needed to use it. I haven't used it since I got it at some garage sale or something, but because it just so old school, like the colors just kill me. But something just went and I added it to the bottom there. I actually made it into another little tuck spot. And then down here on the corner, I layered up some of those doilies that I find and cut up. And so I just layered them up. And that's a Tim Holtz little saying, and I put a little bell on there because it was yellow and it kind of picked up the yellow here. And then in the front pocket is just a few little tickets here. And in the pocket up here are just some pieces of ephemera. This is from a paper pad. I don't remember which one, as are all of these. I just did some sewing around those. And then off of the side, I just put in a hole there on a ball pin. And I just made a little tassel out of whatever I had. Some colors that went, the greens, and so there's just a bunch of things in here. There's a tassel. There's some beads that kind of went with it. And that's it. It's just a simple dangle on the side. I just thought it added something. And so I think that's about it for the little purse. And I just love it. I'm gonna make a bunch more if I can. And so, like I said, the journal is 5 by 7. And I'll just take you through it quickly because it doesn't have a lot of stuff inside of it. So I put some tags and some ephemera in there. And again, that's just a pocket that I made with my stamp and layered it up and then made a pocket out of it. There's some lace trim on the side. I just used a regular piece of ribbon to tie it off. And then this is a quilted piece of fabric that I had got at a thrift store, and I showed you guys this before. It was like a little runner someone had made, I guess. But it just kind of suited the whole thing, and I enjoyed cutting into that. And I did some sewing around the edges. So that's the front and the back. And so I just used some papers inside. Coffee stained. Just a bunch of papers that I had. Did some sewing around some of them. This one has a pocket and a card inside, postcard. Ledger paper, some crinkly paper, lots of places for journaling. This is just a little snippet of fabric that I had left over, so I just sewed it right onto the page with some lace. This is just a little pocket with the card. These are some cool little sticker stamps that I got. More writing paper. This is some beautiful Japanese paper that I had from like eons ago. I never used, but I decided that's it. It's going somewhere. I made it into a pocket. There's another little postcard. Some purchase order forms. Some lace trim there. In here I just put a coffee stained Rolodex card and a layaway card, and I just attached some of those little price thingies to it with a tie on there. I just wanted to keep it simple, lots of places for journaling. I kind of felt like everything else was busy enough. I didn't want to mess around too much with the actual journal. This is just a piece of cardstock. I sewed a purchase order form to it. The other half is in there. This is just a little key, ephemera. I didn't do anything with the center. Lots of room for writing. This is a little booklet that I made, going long ways, just with a bunch of scrap pieces of paper inside. I just thought it was interesting and different. Right through the center, I just put a paper clip in there so that I was able to slide this onto here. And I can tuck part of it in there just so I can be assured it's not going to fly off. But that's what that is. So I like that idea. I thought it was cute. Ledger paper. It's just another Rolodex card there. And there's the other pocket, the other side of that Japanese paper. This is just a paper clip doily that I made. This is just a glassine pocket backed on some paper. I sewed around the edges and then I just added some extra ephemera to it. You could take out and move around and put it wherever you want. Writing paper. There's another one of those stamps. This is just a little envelope that I made with my envelope punch board, and then inside is just a time card, and I just vintaged it up a little. I folded it to fit in here. That's kind of pretty. And then this pocket has one of these little glassine booklets that I made. I have a video on how you can make these out of glassine bags, and these are napkins Mod Podged on the front. You could put something in the pocket here. And there's just extra writing paper inside. And then I used another piece of that trim for a pocket. And I just put a Rolodex card. And that's the end. So that's my little journal. This was so much fun to do. Usually it takes me forever to sort of put a journal together, but I just wanted to get a journal made so I could put it in this bag. And I guess, I don't know, it just made me work faster. So, so that's it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know. I'll try, I'll see. Maybe I can create one of these bags by myself. I think I can. Because I always try to like to give the option, if you can't purchase something, then you could try to make it yourself. And so this time I showed you, something that you might have to purchase from the store, but I don't think you have to do that. I think we might be able to make one on our own. So if and when I find some time shortly, maybe I can do a tutorial on making a bag. So I was thinking that maybe, it may not necessarily be made out of canvas. I don't know, because I'm not sure if I have any canvas, but we could make it out of something else, and probably achieve the same sort of look or style. So leave that with me and I will try to work on something. Otherwise, like I said, you can head over to Dollarama here in Canada. Dollar Tree probably would have something like this, and maybe not necessarily the same size, but then that doesn't matter. You could just alter your journal to fit, and I'm pretty sure that your Joann's or what is that other craft store that you guys, big craft store that, anyway, you guys will carry something like this. So yeah, so that's it. That is my project share for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and maybe if you've created one already, let me know. And that's it, you guys. So I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will talk to you guys all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.